Hi everyone, it's Tammy with Frou-frou Studio. Welcome back. Today we're going to do the combo 2023 and we are almost done, guys. We have this one in one more week and we will have completed a whole year of color combo. Can you believe it? By the time that the next one, the last one comes out, we will have celebrated Christmas and be on our way to the new year. That is hard to believe. It seems like it has just flown by, and I have enjoyed it immensely. And I do have an idea for Color Combo 2024, which is what I'm going to call it. But it's got a little bit of a twist to it, which I will explain to you after I do today's project. I don't have the completed list yet, but I will have that for you guys next week so that you can start to prepare if you're going to participate. So, for today's project, the colors are peach and tan, and I am going to use one of these pages that I always forget to use. I have them already made up, and I always forget to put them in my journal. And so, I'll explain to you how I made them, and then, we'll get into the actual putting the ephemera in them. So basically all this is a tea-dyed paper that I folded in half, and then I have a digital that I have folded down the corners of and glued it on here so that you have two pockets, one on each side. And the ideal is that you put it into your journal like this, and you have a pocket here and you have a pocket here that you can put journaling cards or whatever down into. The inside, you could do the same thing if you wanted to. I have left mine just plain on the inside with just tea-dyed paper, and you know, that way when you go to make a signature, any place that you want to place these, you can, and have already made pockets. I would not suggest using scrapbook paper unless it's the very thin, cheap scrapbook paper, because once you fold this in and you've got two pages together, you don't want it to be so bulky that it's going to be you know, heavy or cause a real heavy page in your journal. And this, you can see, is still really flexible. So I want to use this side, and this, of course, is a lot of my tan. And I'm going to make a pocket to go here as well, and then stuff this with some other ephemera to get our peach and tan look. So this is what I am using. I have created this pocket out of a scrapbook, a scrap piece of scrapbook paper, so it is heavier. And for this, it is almost 4 inches by about 3.5 inches, and you can see it fits pretty nicely onto the bottom of this page. And this paper, this is actually off the cover, and I can't read it on that. Let me see if I can find the other part of it and tell you. I want to say that it is Background Papers by Mente, but I'm not exactly sure about that. And of course I won't find the part that I cut off because I threw it in my scrap bin. And that is another story altogether. I believe it's Mente, guys. It was just the cover, and I only have a couple sheets left. It has some maps in it as well, and some sheet music, and just different kinds of papers. But anyway, that's what I'm using. All that to say nothing helpful. I am going to put a little notch in here. If I sounded a little nasally today, I apologize. I woke up this morning with a pretty good sinus headache. I feel pretty good, other than my head was hurting this morning. But, yeah. It's cold. It's windy. Okay, so that's going to be my pocket, and of course it needs some ink. So let's ink that up. What do I want to use? I think I'm going to use tea dye, because I think that's kind of a peachy. I'm using the oxide, and I think that's kind of a peachy color. Sorry, I'm trying to reach for the correct dauber here. And of course, it's the last one that I pick. And we'll just go around the edges real quick. I don't think I need to do the papers, because I did those when I made them. And like I said, I sat down one day quite a while ago and made a bunch of these, and then like I said, I forget to use them. Alright, so there is that, and on that I'm going to put this little postcard right here, which is from Digital Collage Club. So let's glue the pocket down. Is everybody ready for Christmas? I am. We made our little run, our little gift card run. That's always what we get last after we get all the, regular gifts. And we can then do our little gift card run and get all our gift cards to finish everything up. My grandkids love to get gift cards, and although I get them, regular stuff, I always try to get them some little gift card. So we did that. So we are ready. Of course, all of my grandkids and my daughter and her husband are all sick. My daughter texted me this morning and said they're all homesick today. So I hope they get better before the holiday, which I'm sure they will. She says she thinks the boys have the flu. And my granddaughter and her have some kind of respiratory thing going on, so she's making chicken soup and trying to get them better before Christmas. Okay, so, and I also have in my little stack here a stamp that's kind of a peachy color. I'm going to put over this green one just because I think it will fit better. In the color combo. And that green one. Get that little edge glued down there. Alright, so I want to glue this down so that it has a little pocket like right up here, because I'm going to take this little card, which is out of Tim Holtz paper, and it is the page out of his original paper stacks that aren't available anymore. But it's the ones that have the little, you know, squares, where there's like 12 squares or whatever on a page. And I want to put it so that it'll fit right down in there. And so I'm going to glue down an imaginary line, like right about there. So let's glue all of this. And then across the bottom and up the side. And hopefully that'll give me a big enough pocket to put this little card in. I need to move that over a little bit more. Oops, I didn't get that edge of that stamp. Okay. So then this, I didn't get that edge either. I'm not doing too good here, guys. I was trying not to glue it too far over so I could get my card in there, and I didn't glue it at all. There we go. So that'll go in there. And then I have this little frame here, which is also Tim Holtz. And I think this is in the ephemera pack that has all the different colors in it. I forget what it's called. But I'm going to put that over her right here. Do I want to kind of angle it? No, I think I'm going to put it straight. So I'm going to glue that on. Got some little peachy color roses up in the corner. Alright, there's that. And then I'm going to take this. I found this little crochet thick trim that I had, that I also forgot that I had. And I got this at an Action store in Germany, just because I wanted to go to Action and see what it was all about, because you hear the European people talk about Action all the time, and it is kind of like our Dollar Trees. It has all kinds of stuff in it. I mean, everything's not a dollar. Probably a mixture between Dollar Tree and a Dollar General, if you have Dollar Generals in your area. Probably a little higher grade than both of those, but it is very popular. It was very crowded when we went. So it is definitely a popular little place. Okay, I'm going to trim that. And I think I paid, you know, a couple of dollars for this trim, and it has like 4 or 5 different styles and colors on one little spool thing. So it's kind of cool. Alright, now I have 2 tags that I'm going to put in this pocket This one I got in a Happy Meal, and it was in my stash, so I cannot tell you what paper it is, but it's very pretty. And I don't think I'm going to do anything to it except for put a hole reinforcer on there and ink it, because obviously you can write on the back of that. So there's one tag. Oh, another thing I did watching TV, if y'all want something to do. Of course, these come all white, you know, just plain old white hole reinforcers. And I took my inks and inked up a bunch of hole reinforcers, different colors. And then I just stapled them all together. And that way, when I go to pull a reinforcer, then I can pull what color I want, and I'm not having to, you know, ink them up as I go. And I have more color choice than just, you know, like a vintage photo. Each one of these is different. So, there's another project for you if you're being forced to watch football on TV, pro football like me. And this is scrapbook paper, of course. And I could use either side with this, but I'm going to put the peach side up just because we're doing a peach challenge. And if I thought I needed more writing space, I would put something on the back, but I think I've got plenty in this particular instance, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And that way, when I put it in the journal, somebody has a choice that they can put it whichever way they want. You know, they may want the green showing. There it is with the peach showing. And then if they wanted the green, you can see that's very cute too. So I'm going to leave that one as it is. Now to address the pocket. In the pocket, I've got some pretty simple stuff. This is just an envelope that I made out of some peach colored paper, dyed paper that I ordered off Etsy. And so I'm going to ink that up, and I just folded it, for example, I cut it to an 8x8 sheet, made my little mark in the middle. I folded the two sides to the middle mark, and then I folded the top just a little bit over the middle mark, and the bottom I folded up to the whatever size that I decided I wanted the envelope. And you can see there's a crease right there because I had it bigger, but it won't fit in the pocket well, so I refolded it. And I'm just going to now glue it. I'm gluing that little flap down, and then I'm gluing these two side flaps right here. To make my envelope. And I'm not going to decorate it or anything at this point. I just wanted it for color more than anything. I think I have a piece of little trim that I think I'm going to put right there just to hold it shut. I'm going to cut it off just a little bit. Try to do it evenly, which that's a joke. trying to cut it with my scissors straight. A little bit shorter. Yep. And I'm just going to put it straight across like that. Just to hold my little flap. Just like that. And then I'm going to put it down in my pocket. And then I have this piece, which is out of, this is part of a Tim Holtz background, I believe. And I'm going to round the corners and make just a really nice journaling card. It's light enough on the back that you can write on it. It'd be very easy to write on that. I'm going to ink that up. And then I cut a tab, and I had to do it 2 separate pieces. I just found this little piece of scrap, and I believe this is William Morris pattern. And it wasn't big enough for me to like fold in half and cut the tab into one part. And so I had to cut 2 separate ones, and I'm just going to glue them on here back to back. And it's actually out of I found a William Morris calendar, like a planner. Oops. Just got that everywhere. At the thrift store for a couple bucks, and it had all these pretty William Morris pictures and prints in there. And so I got it and cut all the useful parts out of it and ditched the calendar part. And I actually made some journal pages out of it. I'll show you one of those here. Okay, so there is the journaling card that goes in there. And then the last thing I have, this is a vintage advertising card. You can see it's very old, and it has been glued down in a scrapbook of some type, but it is an advertisement for baby food. And I don't want to cover this, and I don't want to do anything to alter the card. And so I'm just going to stick it down in there. Like that. And that, guys, is our color combo project. I do want to, I think, put some little age spots on this frame. I think it looks too new. So I'm going to get my little stamp here and kind of stamp it, grunge it up. You know I got to have my grunge here and there. Let's put some here. There we go. So there is that side. And do I want to put some of this through there? No, I think that'll be too bulky. I'll probably just put some string or something that's not near as bulky through those, or just leave them. I don't mind tags that don't have a string through them, to be honest. So that will go in the journal, and then you can, you know, do the same thing for this side if you want to. You can do something less elaborate. You could just put a journaling card down in there. But I like the idea of breaking up this with a pocket. On this side, you could do a belly band if you wanted. You could do a tuck. If you put something right down through here, then you could have a tuck right here. You could have a pocket that goes all the way across here and have it go in there. And then, you know, put some vintage ephemera down in the pocket. But that's what it looks like. You could also fold it the other way. So you do have the option, you know, once you start making your journal and it's not going to work this way, then you could fold it this way. So there we go. And let me show you the William Morris page. If I could reach it here. And like I said, I have a ton of these that I have made. There's the rest of them, and I always forget I have them. So I need to keep them right under my nose somewhere so that I know, so that I remember to use them. Okay, here is what I made with the William Morris. So the calendars had these beautiful prints in them like this. So I took all those out. You can see it's from a planner. And then I just put a postcard down at the bottom with a pocket. And these are by Roxy Creations, Rachel at Roxy Creations. And I'm printing them out on cardstock so they'd be a little stiffer. And then I just decorated it with something coordinating. Some of them had birds and some of them had butterflies. So that's another idea too. When you go to thrift stores, look at calendars, and you can see that'll fit right on the page, and it won't be very bulky at all. So there's that idea. Now, let's talk about Color Combo 2024. So my thought is, I was trying to, let me stick this back in my box over here. I was trying to think of something kind of along the lines of Color Combo, which, if you all have been doing it from the beginning, you heard originated because I felt like I was using colors that were always the same, the colors I liked. I wasn't really stepping outside the box much. And so it had began as a challenge to myself to use up my scraps and to use colors that I wouldn't normally use in a journal. So when I was thinking about Color Combo 2024, I thought, okay, what do I feel like my other hesitations are with making journals? Well, the second thing, beyond not being able to step outside, you know, my comfortable colors, which I feel way more confident about now, that we've gone through all this, is shapes. So, as junk journalists, for the most part, what I see is the same thing as what I do. Everything's a square or everything's a rectangle. People don't like to work with circles. They don't like to work with other shapes. And I get it because I'm the same way. And I think because I prefer a balanced or symmetrical look of something, I have a tendency to stick with a rectangle or a square. You can see. I will use a circle occasionally, but not near as much as I should. And so I have been walking around with a pad of paper, and whenever I see a shape that is different, that's not a square or a rectangle, I'm jotting down that shape. So for Color Combo 2024, what we're going to do is we're going to have one color and one shape. And you can make any kind of ephemera that you want. You can do any kind of art you want. The only requirement is going to be is that you use that color and that shape in your make. And I'm not going to get as focused on particular shades of a color. It is going to be just, I'm going to say, okay, red and a square. It's going to be that simple. So I hope that that's something that you will find enjoyable, and I hope that you will, join me in the challenge and see what you can do with what I come up with. Now, I will tell you that, yeah, I could go through and pick 26 geometrical shapes and 26 colors, and that'd be all right, but I'm trying to think a lot outside the box a little bit. For example, one of the shapes that I have jotted down on my little pad is a keyhole. A keyhole is not really a geometrical shape, although when I say keyhole, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So beyond squares, rectangles, circles, triangles, there are also going to be other shapes like keyholes and things of that nature. So let me know what you guys think of that, and let me know if you think that sounds like fun. I think it will be a lot of fun. And again, I'll have the complete list next week. Sorry about that. And we won't start it until after the first of the year. And that way, everybody has time to kind of recuperate from the holidays and start fresh. And also, what was I going to say? I just lost. Oh, I'm only going to do 26 weeks. I think an entire year, things get kind of repetitive, and I don't know that I could find 52 weeks of shapes. So we'll do 26 weeks, and then after that 26 weeks, we'll move on to something else. So, any comments regarding that, please put them below this video, and I will be excited to hear what you have to say about that, and whether you plan on joining me in the challenge. I hope that you will. And if you're doing the 50 stack challenge, Amy is doing another 50 stack challenge that she also is going to start at the beginning of the year. And so we'll kind of have the two challenges going again, and I plan on participating in hers as well. So, give a shout out to Amy, jump over to her channel and see what she's got going on. And I will be right back here on Wednesday for Wednesday Grunge Play. See you all then. Bye.